Hi, good morning, everybody. I hope you're well, dear ones, and that life is good for you. I wanted to tell you a really cool insight about people that I learned from writing. So, some of you may know I write books under the name Braden Bell and also Brandon Gray. And if you have not heard of my books, that makes you pretty much like everyone else. I like to say my readership is a very elite, very select few. So at any rate, my time in writing, though, I've been around people, I've tried to study it and listen to people who know a lot more than I do and that kind of thing. And one of the really interesting insights I heard once is that if you're going to create a credible, interesting villain, most villains don't see themselves as really being bad. In their world, in their story, in their mind, they're actually the good guys, right? The villain is acting the way they do. Now, maybe they're just evil, but generally speaking, those aren't honestly the most interesting villains. They have their place, but really interesting villains often are, in their story, they're the hero. It's just that their actions or their view of reality isn't accurate or whatever. Anyway, we won't get into that. But the reason I tell you this is this idea has helped me a lot when dealing with people who I find to be difficult or unpleasant or unkind or whatever. If you can remember that, in their mind, they're not a villain, they're the hero of their story. And probably they are imagining themselves as doing good things and acting on good impulses and stuff that may seem abrasive to me may be in their mind a boundary they're trying to set, or something that might seem over the top or annoying to me, to them might be a matter of urgent importance. At any rate, that doesn't mean, by the way, I always agree with these people. And it doesn't mean that I always change my opinion. But you know what? It's really good to have your opinions questioned. By the way, little rant here, side note. If you consume media that simply reinforces your opinion and your worldview of yourself and others, it's probably not good. It's probably not healthy, honestly. It's really good to have your opinions and your assumptions and your kind of priors shaken and challenged from time to time. That's how growth occurs. Okay, that little rant is over. Again, it's not that I always change my mind, but it helps me engage with people in a much better way. And the reality is there's always going to be people that don't like us. There's going to be people we don't like. And yet we're going to have to figure out how to get along with them. There's no one can live a life that is meaningful and is just so totally sealed off that you never encounter anyone. You can't get to a place where you never have to encounter someone who frustrates you, or someone who challenges you, or someone who you may not like, or someone who you don't think is a great person. But just try to understand what their story is in their mind, and that will help you engage in a healthier, more balanced, more human way. And again, you might not change anything about what you do and what you think, but at least if that happens, you will be doing that based on careful thought as opposed to just reflex. So at any rate, I hope that all makes sense. I'm just, as always, sending you so much love, your internet grandpa.